everyone, welcome to another video. So today we're gonna do another art journal page. I have everything set, everything ready. I have something in my mind. The idea is to have an Easter egg, an Easter themed page. Let's see if it's gonna be as nice as I have on my mind, but I hope we will have at least fun. So I have here my journal. We are gonna make the next page after this one. I hope that you like it, that one. Alright, and I have here some magazine and some scraps. And for today I want to use the jelly print that I didn't use for a while, so let's try what we can make it. Let's see what we can make it. Okay, it's time to start here on the mat. Alright, so as always we are gonna start with the background, and I'm starting with some little brush stroke with the light blue. This is cerulean blue, but in the end I decided no, we need to use that roller that I like the texture that is gonna give, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. And basically I'm putting the cerulean blue, so the acrylic paint on a surface, on a palette, and add quite a bit of water. Usually to use this technique, usually you don't have this much water, but I really like to have this light faded color, and I really like in the end how it turned out. So I'm fine with it, and I really like the texture that the roller is giving to me. So I like a lot how the sky turned out, because this is gonna be the sky basically, because we are gonna split the page in half, sky on top and then the grass on the bottom. Then, as you can see, there are some areas that of course I cannot reach with the roller, so I'm just adding a lot of water on the brush and kind of fading a little bit the color into the area where it's completely white. Not too much, I still like to have the texture. And after that I'm then gonna add a little bit, not too much, again with the roller, of cobalt blue. This is a bit darker blue, to give it even more texture. This page is full of texture basically. So now we put this one aside, it's gonna dry, and in the meantime we are gonna work on the jelly print. It's been a while since I was using this jelly print, and you can see the reason why as well. So I'm starting basically with two colors. I'm starting with emerald green, that is the lighter green that I have, and mixed with sap green. Sorry, I'm just gonna put mixing with the roller and then putting on the jelly print. Now, as you can see, I forgot exactly what I was the lesson learned that I had the last time that I was using this tool. I put too much color again, and as you can see, the first impression is still bother me. I really don't like that first impression there. I like all the rest, because I remember then I say, oh my gosh, I did again the same mistake. In this case, really, when you use the jelly print, you need to put just a little, really lighter coat of color into the jelly print, as I was doing here, a little bit, and push it there. And it's even better at the second stamp. The third stamp is even better result. But anyway, that's what I did. That side on the right, I don't like at all, but yeah, we are gonna go to camouflage a little bit and work on that. And again, as I was doing before, I was just using the brush to go in the area where it's completely white. Now, to resolve that, okay, it's not really a mistake, it's not an error, but the things that I don't like on this page is that one. So to kind of solve that issue that I had, I'm using the olive green. This is a bit darker green, and really with a dry brush, just adding a few lines to kind of simulate the grass. Now, I had already this idea, so I wanted to do this kind of look, but maybe not all over, let's say, the grass. I wanted to use to do here and there, but not everywhere. But since I had that part that I didn't like, I had to cover it. So in the end I did, okay, let's do on all the grass. It's fine. In the end, it's not so bad. Now, time to select the page from the magazine. I did this technique already when we did the Van Gogh page that I love it so much. So basically select the page of the magazine with a lot of text in it, and then adding some spray. This is Distress Oxide Mustard Seed color. And I love really this technique. It's quick and easy, and you put a lot of color in a page in like a second. But really be careful. Use the I'm using usually an Amazon box to cover the area, so I'm not gonna make a mess in the rest of my desk. Although I did on another project, but yeah, you probably already saw on the blog. Anyway, let's continue to talk with this project and not about the mess that is gonna come on next project. So basically I'm gonna to select other pages from the magazine because I want to have some eggs, so we need to make Easter eggs into the scene. And so I selected from the magazine basically a lot of color, different texture, yeah, something that was calling me basically. And then I was deciding after how to get creative, let's say, with the egg and making them eggs. And so that's basically what I'm doing. This is anyways a very old magazine, but I really like to keep my scraps or pieces of magazine directly into the magazine. So I really don't want to select before I decided what to do on a project, because every time I don't know what I will need the scraps for. Like in this case, I don't really need a figure, so an image. I'm just looking for colors and different strokes or different texture. So really, I prefer to have everything directly into the magazine. And usually I really don't save even the scraps. I mean, I'm fine with it. Because I know that I'm not gonna reach out to any little pieces that I have around the house, so I'm fine with it. So now what I did, I just cut basically all the eggs. I had basically I did in a scrap of paper, and then I used that one to cut everything else. And then for the yellow text page that I colored before, I'm just gonna cut everything and making a little basket. And since I had to cover that part that was a bit too big, the text was a bit too big, so I decided to add this kind of patchwork into the basket. And in the end, I really like it how it turned out. It give again a lot of texture. I'm sorry for my voice, guys. I'm really sorry, but I'm kind of a little bit of a cold. Anyway, that's the basket. I glued everything together, and I just left the two pieces, the back and the front, a little bit baggy, so then I can fit basically all the eggs inside there. That's again the idea. So now we move on the eggs. We are gonna work there, adding a lot of color and everything, and I'm gonna use whatever I have basically on my stash. Not everything that I have, but I will choose every time that I need to do some doodles on an egg. I will choose what I need. Mainly I will use the black, the fine marker here, or also the bigger marker. Those are the ones that I'm gonna reach the most. Anyway, I'm just gonna do a lot of doodling on those eggs. I'm not gonna show you all the eggs because in the end I cut out maybe too much, and I also doodling too much. In the end, I'm just gonna select the one that I like the most. In the end, I think I used like 14 or 15, but I think I did it like 20 or even 25 maybe. I don't know. It took me a lot of time. So if you want to do this one, consider that, because yeah, well, every time that you need to do some doodling, well, in general, let's say if you need to do an Easter egg, real and coloring and doodling is gonna take time, and that's basically what's happening. But I like to kind of change the egg. I mean, the thing that you see for the moment, you see like textile, still a figure, still a piece of the girl, for example, there. I like to make it, to change it, and you will not see anymore basically the person, the magazine, the original page, you will not see anymore because it's full covered of doodling. I started using on the eggs my Hohu marker, but it was not real good for this, for the magazine, because it was too faded. I mean, the color was not bold enough to cover all the things that were under into the page. So the best things that I used was really the Posca pen, and I had a set of various colors, so I was using a lot that, and again the black marker. the fine marker and the big marker. The big marker is by Baoke. I always don't know how to pronounce that one, but it's I really like this pen, really a lot. Then, apart from that, is really just putting a lot of doodling into the eggs. I'm not gonna show everything. I'm gonna show 3 of them. And I really wanted to show this one because you saw in the original, if you remember, this was a slippers, and in the end you will not notice anymore that are slippers. And so adding really details like that will change everything. So magazine that in the original are something completely different, like a dress or a slipper in this case, then became an Easter egg, at least in my mind. I hope that you like anyway. So I'm not gonna bother you with all the doodling that I did on 25 eggs, so we are gonna cut it short and go directly into the rest of the page with the basket. But before that, I want to wish all of you happy Easter, although this video is gonna come out a bit earlier than Easter time, but I really want to wish all of you happy Easter for all of you that you are celebrating it. And now we continue on the project. So I did all the eggs, now it's time to put everything together into the page. So I kind of changed my mind quite a while, so I kind of moving eggs here and there, try to understand how to fit into the page and where to put it. To be honest with you, I'm fine with how it turned out, but maybe if I have to redo this page, I would probably make the eggs maybe less big. I mean, they're very big. They're very big eggs compared to the basket. Although, I mean, they're chocolate eggs. And again, I know in America we have like small eggs, chocolate eggs, but in Italy we have huge egg full of surprise inside. So okay, this is not the case of this basket, but I'm kind of familiar, let's say, with the big Easter egg and not very small one. So anyway, so when I'm happy with the position and everything on the page, then I'm gonna move on and glue everything together. In the beginning, what I had in my mind was to have a basket on the side, some eggs inside the basket, and then on the other side of the page, I was thinking to have maybe a bunny, an Easter egg, an Easter bunny. But when I put all the eggs and the basket together in the page, I thought it was already too much, let's say. So I think it was fine, my decision to don't put also the bunny. But maybe next year we need to have a bunny. Yeah, because I have in my mind that we need to have a bunny. So we need to have a page with a bunny. Anyway, so to finish the page, let's say I glued everything together, and then I decided to put some clouds in the sky. So I'm using just white acrylic paint and just tapping with the brush, nothing crazy, easy peasy. The same thing I was doing on the grass, kind of make the kind of have the idea that the eggs are not really glued into the page, but are kind of into the grass, since I had this big grass they are already drawn with the dark green. I really had to kind of fade the look also on the eggs, so I really used the same color that I did before, just adding a little bit of a stroke here and there. So in this case it's kind of realistic that the egg is in the middle of the grass and not just in the front of the grass. Oh, okay, anyway, that's the idea. Now, since I had too much fun, I think I couldn't stop on this page. I don't know, it took really too much time, but I really wanted to use all the technique in once, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, it was time to use my Faber-Castell marker, Peter Artist Pen marker. Those are very nice, those are Indian ink, but when you put on the page, you can have a little bit of time to move a little bit the color and fading a little bit the look. And that's what I'm doing there, to add some shadow. Now, I'm doing on top of the acrylic. This works much better if you have like matte medium in between, but I'm fine with it. I mean, in the end, it's the look that I was having in my mind, this like that. Again, with the matte medium, it would have been easier to move the color and maybe a bit less patchy, let's say, but I like it. In terms of color, so I'm gonna use the same technique. So I use on the clouds, I'm gonna use on the basket, and I'm gonna use on the grass as well. I'll give you the name of the color, but forgive me for my pronunciation, because this is gonna be a difficult name. As always, this is tough for me. So the blue one that I was using is called the Indian Train Blue. We have a number, so number is 247. Lucky me for the number. Then for the yellow, for the light yellow, was using the green gold, sorry, and the number is 268. And then I was using the brown. This is Indian red, and this is 192 color. And finally in the grass I'm using the green, and this is chromium green opaque, 174 number. Luckily we have number on those because for me the blue one is really I cannot pronounce that one. I'm sorry guys. Anyway, now time for the quote. For the quote, again, I'm using my trusty and wonderful pen. This is Bauke marker with the fine brush pen, brush tip, and that's wonderful for calligraphy. I'm not really doing a calligraphy style here. I kind of playing with the font. What I'm just writing down, follow the bunny, he has the chocolate. That's why I wanted the bunny on the page. Anyway, I like as it is in the end. Then I'm adding also some white dot here and there, some white line with my marker by Artistro. It's a wonderful white marker. I like more this one than the Posca white. And that's it basically for the page. I'm gonna show you all the picture in the end. Give me a thumbs up if you like so far. And I wanted to put in the end some video where I was doing a similar kind of texture on the page. I had a trunk page using jelly plate and the Van Gogh page that I was referring before. So I hope that you had fun on this page. Thanks a lot for watching, and bye bye!